Newsflash is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee. Newsflash is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee.
They say enough is enough. That's the word they're using. Enough is enough. Is enough really enough? Well, we are taking a look at that. Yesterday, the NDC embarked on a nationwide demonstration because they want to have a forensic audit of the voters' register. What's the aftermath of that? That's what we are taking a look at. Good morning, and you are still glued to your television set because you love us and we love you back. This is the news segment, and it's probably brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, phone papa fee. Whatever gadget you are looking for, whether television sets, CCTV cameras, mobile phones, any gadget you are looking for, we've got them. All you need to do is pass by any of our shops, or you can download the app on your phone, which is Franco Trading app, or visit our website www.francotradingenterprise.com. Franco Trading Enterprise, still phone papa fee. Now, when you wake up in the morning, you ought to break your fast. What are you using to break your fast? Worry no more, because we have Webby biscuits for you. Now, this is how Webby biscuit looks. If you go to the shops and you are getting any thing to break your fast, I urge you to get Webby biscuit. It's very affordable as well, and you can add any beverage of your choice to it. And of course, you have, as the Nigerians will say, belly full. Your belly will be full. Okay, so get your Webby biscuits. Now, don't forget to send your messages to us as well. 055-157-5757. Let's all take a look at the aftermath of at what happened during the demonstration, and let's talk about what the aftermath will look like. Will the EC finally approve of the forensic audit that the NDC is requesting for, or they will not? And if they don't, what will the NDC do? We'll take a look at all of that because our guests are seated and definitely poised for the conversation. Let me introduce my first guest to you, who is here. He's in the person of Dr. Palgrave Boache Dankwa. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank
Great.
you. A day after the enough to enough.
Yeah.
The enough to enough people are not already here. I mean,
they are late.
They are late. Let me greet you, and you look very splendid and beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Outfit, and
Thank
I
you.
like your beautiful hair.
Thank you very much. Today we are twinning. We are doing the red and blue
together.
together.
This is a curly hair, right?
This is curly hair.
Curly,
yes.
That's the only hair I know the name. But a very
curly
good
hair,
morning to
right?
you. And you know, I'm wearing a very beautiful batakari that was given to me by a young man called Adam Yahaya, all the way from Nalelugu, Gambaga.
Oh wow!
So yesterday he came to my office and he gave this to me to commend me for all the good works that I'm doing for the government. And so I decided to wear it this morning and to thank him.
It's very lovely.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's very lovely. And Doc is representing the NPP this morning. We'll take a look at what the newspapers have for us, and then we will definitely delve into our conversation for this morning. So I'll start with the Daily Graphic newspaper. The Daily Graphic. Galamsey fight government Labour meeting fruitful, Information Minister discloses. So why are we hearing that they couldn't conclude after the whole meeting? Because we are hearing that there's no conclusion on it, but again, we are hearing it's been fruitful. So what is it? We'll definitely get to the bottom of it one of these days. Ghana Knowledge and Skills Bank launched. Fishers want premix fuel subsidy removed. Steady finds that. The Ghanaian Publisher newspaper is the next newspaper. The Ghanaian Publisher. No one touch victory for Baumia, Mahama, and services. So, okay, so no one-touch victory for Baumia Mahama. Okay, I think I'm a bit interested in this. I don't know if you're trying to say that there will be a runoff I think so. A new survey conducted across all 276 constituencies in Ghana indicate that if elections were held today, neither the NPP nor the NDC would secure a one-touch victory in the December 7th general elections. Wow, quite interesting, isn't it? Okay. Well, it's not being held today. It's been held in the next 81 days or 80 days. And so if it's been held in the next 80 days, will anything change? We don't know that yet. ICUMs introduced advanced weighbridge. Is a weighbridge, system at port. Government pledges more funding for housing sector. Finance Minister says so. And irregularities in voters register deliberate, says the NDC. The Daily Dispatch is our final newspaper. The Daily Dispatch, 9% swing voters to decide winner of December 7th presidential elections. Opinion polls reveal. Mahama knows he will lose, so he is frustrated, attacking everyone. Baumia on Mahama. VSHS will collapse if Mahama wins 2024 elections. Professor Boedi says so. And that's all with regards to what the newspapers have for us this morning. Now, we are taking a look at the aftermath of the Enough is Enough demo that happened under the NDC yesterday. They all decided to gather at every EC office in Ghana, and so it was nationwide. It wasn't just in Greater Accra. Some happened in the Ashanti region, Central region, the Volta region. All EC offices, they decided to picket those places, and we are going to take a look at the aftermath. But before we take a look at the aftermath, we ought to take a look at exactly what happened, because in the Ashanti region, there were certain, misunderstandings that happened where 3 persons got arrested, where the party chairman says he had been given a nasty blow. I want all of us to take a look at excerpts of the demonstration by the NDC yesterday. Boss.
Chairman, what are they doing to you?
Sir, please, the person has given me a dirty blow.
He has given you a dirty blow?
A dirty blow. And we know him.
Why did he give you the dirty blow?
I'm trying to enter into the premises and he gave me a dirty blow. What are you doing? What are you doing to me? Is it fair? What are you doing? Clear the road before I go in there. Nobody will push him. Clear the road before I go.
So enough is enough. That's what they, should I say, team it. Enough is enough. So it's the theme of their demo But is enough really enough? What is happening that we are saying enough is enough? Well, if you're asking for a forensic audit and you are going on a demonstration, a peaceful one as such, the theme enough is enough is a bit questionable, okay? That's what people are saying. However, we want to know, are they satisfied with the kind of demonstration that they had yesterday? Is the EC going to grant the petition? And what is NPP's take on it? Now, yesterday we did hear that the NPP is saying that NDC is setting the pace for violence in 2024 elections. Let me ask Dr. Paul Grip-Wachidankwa if the statement that was made, you as a whole political party agree with it?
Rosie, let me first commend the Ghana Police Service for a very good work that was done yesterday all throughout the 16 regions of the country. We saw police personnel in their full regalia, ensuring that the NDC has a fruitful demonstration. And I must commend the leadership of Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare. And also to state that this is a deepening of our democracy. I observed the demonstration very keenly. I observed from Obra Sports, I observed when they sent their petition to Parliament and it was received by the leadership of Parliament. I observed when the majority leader stated that Parliament is going to have a look into this. I observed when they got to the EC headquarters and when they presented their petition, when the chairman of the NDC, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, presented his petition. I was quite concerned at the very beginning when the chairman of the NDC stood in his V8 vehicle and had a talk at Obra Sport and mentioned a lot of things that appeared as though he was beating the war drums.
Like what?
So he mentioned that there is no need to have war, and that if there is any war, this is the time that the NDC must prepare themselves for such. And so demonstration is one of the processes that they are going to use. You are aware that I've always been an open view of the fact that if people have ulterior views and people have disagreements, you need to sit around the table. I don't subscribe to demonstration at all, but it's not against people's rights to demonstrate. I've been observing the NDC very keenly. In a major election like this, where they are supposed to be churning out their policies, where they are supposed to be campaigning, where they are supposed to be going on door to door, room to room, engaging the Ghanaian people who are going to exercise their democratic rights in an election of the 7th of December. But yet still, you find the NDC on grounds demonstrating against the voters' registration data. Rosie, I put it this way, that the Electoral Commission is mandated by law to allow people to register. It's mandated by law to allow people to transfer their votes from one place to another place. The Electoral Commission is mandated by law to allow the political parties to observe all of these processes. And then the Electoral Commission is also mandated by law to give the voters register to all political parties and interested parties that are standing for the presidential election. So that if anyone has any infractions, if anyone has any concern, you'll be able to bring it out before the major register is collated and put together for us to be able to vote on the 7th of December. And I'm aware that the Electoral Commission has done all of these. There are issues that have been raised by the New Patriotic Party, the issues that have been raised by the NDC. I'm very much aware that the Electoral Commission has sought to address all of those issues. And I'm glad that the Deputy Commissioner in charge of elections, Mr. Samuel Tete, has confirmed that he's received a petition from the NDC and they are going to look into it. But I do not want the NDC to think that the election of December 7th is won to them. Neither do I want the NPP to think that the election is won to us. But what I want, really, is that the mandate of the Ghanaian people will not be denied them. Now, Rosie, per assumption that the mandate of the Ghanaian people is to elect Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the president for the next government from 2025, and the NDC loses, would the NDC accept defeat? That's my real question. Would the NDC accept defeat honorably, that this is a clear mandate from the Ghanaian people? Or the NDC believe that the numbers that came out during the registration supposes that they have won an election already. People can demonstrate. It does not mean that every single person that came out to demonstrate is a member of the NDC. It does not mean that every single person that came out to demonstrate is going to vote for the NDC. And so the numbers does not represent a victory for the NDC in the December 7th general election. There are about 18 million people that are on the data. There are a lot more people that are going to exercise their franchise based on the policies, based on the ideas that the government is proposing, which is the NPP political party is proposing. And so I've stated that I'm concerned for the NDC. I'm concerned that it appears as though they don't have the muzzle to campaign. It appears as though the flag bearer hasn't got anything to offer to the Ghanaian people in terms of what they want to offer. It appears as though the running mate, I don't see the running mate on any of the campaign platforms. I don't know where Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman is. I don't know whether you have seen him as well. But I've seen that our flag bearer, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is campaigning. Yesterday he was at home. This morning he's also going to continue constituency to constituency, stakeholder to stakeholder. I've seen that the running mate as well, Ms. Dr. Napo, is also campaigning. I've seen that their spouses are all campaigning. But I don't see Lordina Mahama on the grounds of campaign. I don't see John Dramani Mahama. In recent times, he was in Bono. I don't see him campaigning rigorously as one would have thought.
All right.
I don't see their spouses as well campaigning. So I'm concerned that the NDC is on this route of demonstrating. And clearly, yes, I can agree with my political party that, yes, they are setting a tone for chaos. They are setting a tone for misconduct. They are setting a tone to bring instability within the country. And I don't think that any well-meaning Ghanaian should sit down and observe that the NDC is taking the country in the manner in which they want to.
In 2016, the NPP embarked on a demonstration because you also wanted a forensic audit. Did you set a tone like that because you embarked on a demonstration? Not
at all. You see, if you compare the demonstration that the NPP had in 2016 and you compare the demonstration that the NDC is having in 2024, you can clearly see that the dynamics are very different. And proud to coming on air, I was having a conversation with a few friends that, you see, the NPP set a tone to understand the narrative of the compilation of the voters register. Even in that demonstration that we had, you saw that the mandate of the Ghanaian people was clear, that they do not want the NDC anymore, which won President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo of a margin of 1 million votes. And so very clearly, it's not the demonstration that would cause the Ghanaian people to give an election to you on a silver platter. When the Ghanaian people have made up their mind that they are going to vote for the New Patriotic Party in the 2024 general election, that is what would be.
But how sure are you of what the people want? You did make a statement saying that if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should be elected into power, will the NDC accept defeat? Will it be likewise for the NPP? If John Dramani Mahama should win power, will you accept defeat?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We would definitely. But touch wood, I tell you, I'm glad that this table is wood. Touch wood, we are not losing the 2024 general election. I am very convinced. We have campaigned very well. We're still campaigning in the rural communities, in the urban communities. The policies of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the impact of that is felt by the Ghanaian people. The Ghanaian people have felt the policies of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. They are making a decision based on that for continuity. And as I've stated, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to continue the leadership of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo from 2025, which is a clear mandate. You know, and I'm convinced, really, it would be a huge surprise for me that the numbers will not go to the side of the NPP. It will be a very huge surprise for me. But I can tell you there's a very keenly contested general election.
It's a keenly contested general election. You know, one of the newspapers is even reporting as such. But, you know, one thing that the NPP keeps saying is that we are not seeing this person campaigning, we are not seeing that person campaigning. Hence, because you're campaigning, the road looks clearer for the NPP. Are we looking at campaign or we are looking at cost of living? Because most Ghanaians out there, when you speak to them, it's not about you coming to tell me what you do for me. It's about Masitinem. I am looking at how I'm surviving now. I'm looking at the cost of living. I'm looking at fuel has dropped by 1 Ghana cedis. Kudos to you. But aside that, we are looking at things like cost of living where you are buying a tin of milk, almost a parachute 150%. We are looking at, you know, the wachi that you were buying buying for 1 cedi 50 pesos. Now they are telling you, I don't give 150 pesos for 7 cedis.
You don't need to go far.
No, I'm just saying, you know, we are talking about you buying food, and it's very difficult. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with a business owner, and she was telling me that the money that she used to take to China to bring goods, she now has to use 10 times that money to bring the goods. And so, is it about policy or is it about cost of living?
It's about everything, Rosie. It's really about everything. There is not anything that you can take out of the equation. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad that you have an opportunity to travel every now and then. Cost of living around the world has changed. Cost of living around the world has changed. People in the United Kingdom complain. People in America complain. And people in China even complain. And so if he's changing more money to go and do business in China, it tells you the economy of China as well. I mean, it tells you.
No, he's not buying it at expensive price, but he has to change.
I know people who go to China.
You know back then, $10,000. We know what $10,000 was.
I know people
today,
$10,000
is 160 or 170,000 Ghana cedis.
No, you don't have to do it like that.
Yeah, it's what? How do I do it?
You see, look at the prices of cocoa, okay? And compare the prices of cocoa as we have done now in our government. Compare that to the 2016 prices of cocoa. So I don't want you to do that. You see, I can understand that cost of living, inflation has come down in recent times, month on month. Okay, inflation has come down month on month, very clearly.
Are we feeling it in our pockets?
Of course, absolutely. You see, which is why I'm telling you that the effect of every other pandemic that we have experienced is being experienced by everyone around the world. Which is why I'm telling you, yes, if you look at the policies of the New Patriotic Party as put in our manifesto, we've clearly stated what we are going to do. We've clearly stated that it's going to be an economy that is driven by the private sector. We're giving close to about 3% of the budget to the private sector, about 30 billion Ghana cedis to the private sector to be able to create more jobs. We have stated that we are going to train about 1 million young people. Even the policies of President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, which has been implemented, is a clear decision. Very much that we are meeting the plight of the Ghanaian people. Rosie, do you know how much it was going to cost for people to take their children to senior high school? And do you know how much it is less costing them now because President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo has brought free senior high school? Do you know how much it was going to cost for people to be able to get medical items to their communities and their villages? Today, because of the drone facility, today, a number of people are able to receive medical aids in their villages, in their communities. So if you look at the number of things that President Nana Danko Akufo-Addo has done, it's a clear putting money in people's pockets. Very, very much so.
Putting money in people's pocket when these same people are telling you that I am buying certain things that I was buying at a certain price for a certain amount of money. How did you put money in my pocket? Now let's take a look at this. I'm just asking before I go into Adele has just joined us. Adele, you are tardy this morning. What happened?
That's my way to say. Made at 3 o'clock.
Adele Ibrahim is representing the NDC.
You are welcome.
Enough is enough. You are
welcome. You are welcome.
Enough is enough.
Keep staying in opposition. Very much.
You are not moved.
How can I be moved? He's losing the election. You can't use the demonstration to.
Until maybe 9th of December, where we'll get to know who has been, elected as the next government. This is what will happen. Everybody say, oh, you are going, you are coming. Whoever will be elected, we'll hear on the 9th of December. So I'll come to you, Adele. I was just going to pose a question to you. I know you've spoken for a while, but my just a little one. Whatever salary that, let's say, my colleagues are earning, somebody who is earning about 5,000 Ghana cedis back then, when you calculate it into dollars, you know how much it was. If you calculate that same 5,000 Ghana cedis into dollars now, it is less than $500. In fact, how much will it be? It's about $200 a month. How did you put money in my pocket?
Why do you even have to calculate your earnings in dollars? I mean, we don't spend dollars in this country.
No, we don't spend dollars in this country. But at the end of the day, when we are clearing goods from the market, when we are buying things, they peg it at the dollar. They don't peg it at Ghana cedis. We all know. Let's even look at affordable housing. When we were told that affordable housing has come to being, you didn't peg it in Ghana cedis. You pegged it in dollars. And so if you tell me that we don't spend dollars and we spend cedis, then I expect that everything in Ghana should be in cities.
I'll tell you one truth.
Yes,
I've always stated that Ghana does not live in isolation of the global world. And I've always quoted my favorite Zulu proverb, which says, Ubuntu, Uguntu, Ugabantu, which means that you are who you are because of other people. You don't exist as an island. Okay? So in telling you this truth, there is no way that when there are global challenges, and I'm not talking about a country-specific challenge, I'm talking about a global challenge. There is no way you can say that Ghana will be isolated from that global challenge. I can also tell you that in the midst of recording a single-digit inflation from 2017 up until the time we had that global challenge, the economy has revived. And our inflation is coming down month on month, okay? And I can appreciate that.
It's said, but we are not feeling it.
That's the reality.
But we are not feeling it.
No, that's the reality, okay? And I can appreciate the prices of goods and services, you understand? But I can also appreciate the fact that people can afford those goods and services, okay, as it is today. No, that's the truth. You may not be able to, yes, you may not be able to afford it in the
ordinary
large...
Ghanaian?
I am an ordinary Ghanaian.
No, because from what you're saying, it's as though maybe...
I'm an ordinary Ghanaian.
No, I don't think so.
Every single day, people queue at the cocoa seller to buy cocoa. People queue at the watches seller. Yeah, no,
you are living on survival mode.
No, it's not at all. It's primarily because people are able to afford the goods and services. You might not be able to get a quantity within which you want, but you cannot state that people are not able to afford the goods and services. And really, I'll tell you something. You know, you talk about the dollarization of the Ghanaian economy, and I look at the fact that we are beginning to change that narrative because our gold for oil and our gold for gold policy that we brought, which is making the Bank of Ghana have a lot more reserves in gold as we speak now. Every single year from the time we introduced that, there's never going to be a time where anybody who works in Ghana who expatriates money will be able to expatriate the Ghanaian currency outside. You know that people earn money in cedis and then they change into dollar and then that depreciates the Ghanaian cedi. Today, as I speak to you, anybody who needs to repatriate money will repatriate gold. Because we're asking you, bring your Ghanaian cedi and come and buy gold and trade it at that level. So I can tell you confidently that in the future government to come of Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, you will never hear of an IMF program.
We had it in 2016.
No.
We had that in 2016.
You will never
we are Ghana Beyond Aid. We'll never go to IMF. We will never go, and we were ended up at IMF. So this one, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. But this is what politics is all about. You are told. It wasn't by you. It was by the president. Our president now told us that we are beyond aid. We will never go. And in 2024, you are repeating this. Wow.
You remember? You know what took us to the end. It's
anyway,
very clear.
No, we can't. See,
we can
your
have that
words
conversation.
should be your words.
No. We can have that conversation.
Anyway, let me go to Adele Umar Ibrahim, who is also here. Hello, Adele.
Hi, Rosalind.
Enough is enough, demo. How did it go yesterday?
It was beautiful. Rosalind, we made this announcement about a week ago and started pushing through. The former president spoke to it. The general secretary spoke to it. I was watching TV3 in the morning yesterday around 7:30, 8 a.m.
That was when we were done with ours, right?
That was when you were done with
Because you
yours.
can't tell me you were watching another station when ours was on.
Rosalind, KM, Jenny, Asidua.
Good.
You can't even miss it, you know? It's like that. So yeah, so I was watching and then what happened, I saw your colleague, Awal Mohammed, because they had shown one space and people were now gathering. You know, we had given 9 o'clock to start the whole thing. And by 7:30, Awal was on TV3 laughing and giggling. Look at the number of people. Look at it, it's a failure. Yesterday, we put close to about 150,000 people in Accra on the streets.
Really?
Yes. Like,
did you
the average, did we?
Did you?
Oh, you know, you have drones moving.
Okay,
so it gives you, you know, a fair idea.
Okay.
You know, for every demonstration that is done, you know, when you have the aerial view, in fact, we saw the government drones too. The ones that are like planes, they were also, you know, following through the whole crowd. Rosalind, it was beautiful. To say that we had a nationwide demonstration, and out of the entirety of the 16 regions, we had just, you know, a few incidents that happened in Ashanti region. First of all, I would like to congratulate the police officers for the work that they did yesterday. I'd like to congratulate every single person that joined the demonstration yesterday for the composure, for the peace walk, for the patience, the organizers, national executives, all the way through, and how we managed to get the people. You know, at the point when we go to Parliament House, We were at stadium. We had to now try and find a way to get the general secretary and all the other executives to pass through that thick crowd. And I can tell you that alone took us close to about 40 minutes to just move from that place to the end. It was beautiful. We ended up, at the point in time, we had some people swimming at the National Cathedral. You know, like, you know, we paid a visit to the National Cathedral site, and you could see, you know, the water in there was actually even clearer than what you would find in River Pra because of rains and the likes, and people ended up swimming and all of that.
What is the
message?
cathedral?
At the National Cathedral, yeah. It's, you know, so it's all abandoned, and I think that dugout is actually, you know, more. Oh, it was just general, you know, public people who were tired from the stress of the walk and all of that decided that, oh, this is a free view. About 3 of them decided to just jump in. Maybe we can put in a fee at the entrance so people can pay and then enter. This is what these people do. This is what they do. Yesterday's message was clear. We're telling them that the Electoral Commission is not a god. The Electoral Commission does not exist out of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Madame Jean Mensa, in 2016, thought that it was wise for her to open her mouth and indicate, when she was with the IEA, to tell the people of Ghana and to tell the Electoral Commissioner at the time that, you know, allow for things like that to be done because it opens up the space and it breeds trust and it breeds blah, blah, blah. Today you're in the seat. You know, she's almost like Nana Akufo-Addo. You know, all the things that he said in opposition and all the things that Bawumia said in opposition, when you come and you're in the seat, you don't want to be held by those same measures. So dollar is 4.2 and you can make all the noise. But when today we say it's 16, you say, oh, why are you pegging your salary to the dollar? Bargain. Rosalind, that 5,000 is actually $300. In 2016, if you're earning 5,000 Ghana cedis, if you do the calculations, that was approximately about $600 to $700. That's what it means in terms of value. What are we saying, Rosalind? We're saying that you're moving people from places to places without their consent. This whole Electoral Commission thing has been bothering the whole time. Listen, right from the time we told you BVRs are missing, BVDs are missing, the first thing they did is they said, oh, nothing is missing, nothing happened. Oh, it was just laptops, it was just laptops. I said, okay, no problem. Then we brought in the evidence. They said, oh, yes, it's true. You know, BVDs are missing, BVRs are missing, but we've arrested some people. Investigation is ongoing. Since when? About a year ago. Rosalind, BVR is what is used to capture your name on the voters register when you go to register. When you go to register for the first time. We use the BVR to capture your name and take your fingerprint. So it takes your fingerprint for the first time. BVD is what is used to confirm that you're the one that we actually captured you on the BVR some months back, so you can actually cast your vote. So a BVR is missing, a BVD is missing, the laptop, which forms part of the kit, 5 of them is missing. Yet they say, oh, it's no problem, there's nothing wrong. No one can activate it if the person doesn't have access to the Electoral Commission. But you're asking yourself, how did someone from outside, how does me or Rosalind, maybe Paul Griff can enter, you know, enter EC with all the cameras, with all the military, with all the police, to go and open a BVR kit, which in itself, in that kit, has codes before you open. In fact, there are codes to it before you can actually open it. Has codes. The person was able to open the codes, take laptops out of the BVR kits. They say, oh, the person doesn't have anything to do.
They said arrests have been made.
Okay, fine. So you're telling us now that whoever, did that couldn't have had access to the card. It doesn't really make any sense. Why would I go through the hassle and get a code? How did I get a code to open a BVR kit, to take out a laptop, and then I won't have use for it? It doesn't really make any sense. Unless otherwise, perhaps the Electoral Commission herself and the people that are there are involved and perhaps are the reasons why this thing is missing. We're saying we can't take that. Rosalind, we're saying again that according to the systems of the Electoral Commission, you cannot transfer anybody.
I'll give you a minute more to learn.
Very well. You cannot transfer anybody from one constituency to the other constituency without their consent. In fact, you're supposed to have what is called a livelihood test. When the EC representative on TV3 last week came on board and he was questioned about why they didn't have the test, they said, oh, they didn't think it necessary because they had some until the NDC complained. So they decided to now go and purchase a livelihood test. What we're asking is that on what basis would you go through that process without that, knowing very well that without that to confirm that the person is there live, for his image to be captured live, for his video to be seen live, in order for the person, the transfer to actually be executed? You didn't have that in place.
The EC asked for a sit-down conversation. Why did you decline it?
Why should we have a sit-down?
Why
Rosalind,
not?
no, there's no, listen, at this point in time, there's no conversation. The only conversation that is there is to allow for a forensic audit.
But there are processes. The process is you petition, we sit down, we have a conversation.
We
if
have-
you are not happy about it, then you can embark on a demonstration.
We have sent petitions. We came and then we met you. We sat down with you. We said, we gave them a name. He said, look, so there's this guy, for example, we find himself not in the register. They said, oh, no, let's check. They checked. They said, oh, his name is there. We said, okay, where did you find him? Somewhere in the voter registry. When in reality, the person is supposed to be in what? In Tesano. This is what we're saying, duplications. So we're telling you that you say that you have clean. Rosalind, okay, so you the women, you understand this very well. When you're going for weddings, and then say I'm the seamstress, you come to me and then you say, Adele, I want you to sew this for me. I sew it. I bring it. You say, oh, Adele, this thing you sew, there's a problem with it. I say, okay, Rosalind says, Adele, you know what? Give it to me. I take it. I fix it. You say, give it to me to try it. I say, oh, don't worry. I'll I say, oh, I want to try it on. Adele, let me just try it on to see if it works.
Let me ask you this.
Yes, ask me
Did the
this.
NDC receive or not receive the voters register from the EC after the compilation?
After the compilation?
Yes.
First of all,
Yes.
we have not received, the register that we have received after the 2023 registration that went on, we have indicated that when the exhibition was done, and the last one which they had given to us, which was somewhere in the afternoon, a day before the exhibition, for which we actually took it through the test, we are telling you that what we have compared to what they have given is not the same.
Really?
Yes, we went to the Electoral Commission. We again presented these.
How did you know that what they have and what you have are different?
Because what they have is what they have placed there for exhibition.
Okay.
What we have, what they give us as our copy, when we compared it to what is there at the grounds, is where we saw the discrepancies.
Okay.
So we're telling you that, okay, you have done that. And we said that. Now you say you have corrected those things. You say you have corrected. We say, okay, let us have a look at it. You say, oh, no, wait. When the wedding day is in, and Rosalind's about to walk on stage, we'll give you the clothing to check. And then when there's a problem, perhaps 30 minutes before you walk on the aisle, we'll check and see if we can actually fix it. Doesn't make any sense.
All right, so on that note, let me take a few messages coming in. But before we take the messages, the EC actually did release a statement yesterday saying the process of producing the final register is still in its early stages. It further says that we assure the NDC and all stakeholders of our avowed commitment to delivering a credible and robust final register ahead of the 2024 December elections. And so I'll find out if the NDC is okay with the statement from the EC or if they're not. And also, I'll definitely ask Palgrave his opinion on the EC's stance on the forensic audit. And so I'll take a few messages. You know, I have you so much, my viewers. And this segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, Silphone Papa Pefie. No matter the gadgets that you want, just make sure you go to Franco Trading Enterprise for all your gadgets. And so let me see what messages we have. All right, so, ooh, wow. Okay, so I'm going to start from here. This one says, good morning, Rosalind, and to all Ghanaians. The Galamsey menace, please, Rosalind, it is a long but very important. Okay, every grave situation demands drastic actions. For many years, governments have been telling people involved in the Galamsey activities to stop, but they continue with impunity, even killing people who try to stop them. The water pollution has now entered the sea because all rivers end up in the sea. Galamsey has destroyed our water bodies, farmlands, and forests. They have killed the fishes in the rivers and destroyed human lives. We should not wait for the few selfish, greedy people to kill all the 30 million Ghanaians. Don't we care about the poor, deformed babies and their families? Okay, so I'm going to go to the end. I know it's important, but I still have to do this. All the churches should wake up and call on the Lord to forgive us as a nation and heal our land and waters. If the people called by my name pray, the Lord will hear and answer. We should destroy the destroyers before they kill us. Enough is enough. The arm of flesh has failed, but God will never fail us. Wake up, people of God, and save our nation, Ghana. God loves Ghana, and he will deliver our land. Efe. Oh, Efe, thank you so much. This one is deep. Thank you, Efe, for this. Good morning, Madam Host. Please tell the EC and the NPP that we, the NDC, know the game more than them. So the regular is 419. We don't need such a regular to win our election. Tupac from Tamale. Hello, my name is Sewava Julius. I am a worship pastor. Okay. Oh, you watched my interview. Okay. Yes, boss. We'll see what will happen, okay? NDC's demonstration against voters register auditing Jean Mensah is the only one who can prevent this chaotic from escalating to an uncontrollable level. EC should allow an audit into the 2024 voters register now from Ablade Fiekumazongo. Akisme says, yesterday NDC demonstration against the EC was peaceful and successful. We urge the EC to heed our concerns and take necessary steps to address them. If not, we'll continue to exercise our democratic right to demonstrate until our voices are heard. Madam Host, okay. If as a nation we are still discussing NDC demonstration, then it simply means we are just not serious as a nation. We are only fueling NDC's violence agenda. They are setting in this voting season just because they see defeat staring at them in their faces. Dr. Baumia has won the election in advance. Case closed. Emino in Sawam. Technology will teach you, let's say, when you're trying to let technology know that you know your job, the technology will also be going up and down with you. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, wow. Okay. Good morning, Rose. Did I hear Mr. Palgrave say he detests demonstrations? Then he shouldn't be speaking for the Akufo-Addo government because the current president, Nana Dodi, rose to fame through demonstration from Hajj Sharan Tamale. Okay, so Akonse Garba from Tamale says, good morning, Rosalind. Ghanaians have had enough of the NDC style of politics, which does not offer people hope and alternative choice for Ghanaians. Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is offering credit score system for workers in Ghana, whereas the others offering enough is enough for Ghanaians. I think the choice is clear for the Ghanaian voter to make on December 7th, 2024, between an issue-based leader and an insult-based leader. It is possible. Wow. I don't know what's happening. Good morning, Rosalind. What will be the assumption of the MPPs if the National Communications Officer of the NDC is appointed as a member of the Electoral Commission? Shouldn't the Electoral Commission be thanking the NDC for helping them to attain free, fair and transparent election, which is their objective? The EC should heed to the demands of well-meaning Ghanaians by allowing forensic audits of the voters register, since that is the only way to boost the confidence of Ghanaians in 2024 elections. Thank you. Good morning, Rosalind. How are you doing? Please tell Palgraves to stop bragging. We Ghanaians have made up our mind to vote them out of power. Robert Yankson, Cape Coast. Robert, are you sure you? Okay, now demonstrations have become a source of allowance for some people. The NDC can demonstrate from Accra to Paga, but nothing will change. If they have any evidence of irregularities in the voter register, they should submit it to the EC or court. When we were doing the exhibition exercise, where were they? They should stop the concert. Master Planner Junior Kintampo. If the NDC campaign from house to house and room to room, and in the end somebody sits in the comfort of his office and change the will of Ghanaians, then what? NDC free and fair election. Patrick Accra. Good morning, Joy Prime. I'm very surprised the MPP man is talking about winning. The economy would speak on December 7th. They should keep busing people to campaign grounds. Good morning. Yesterday, Ghanaians had successful enough is enough demonstration across the country. Ghana is not for NPP, neither NDC. EC boss Jean Mensah must be very careful this time round, else she is going to touch lion's tails. Some of the NPP guys in our communities told us they voted down already. Jokers in the NPP. I salute. Okay, so the salute, no? Good morning, madam. Thank you for your good work. Please tell the MPP man that he is, he's what? He's noting before the point, okay. Al-Hassan Sise from Zenu Central says, what will the Electoral Commission lose if the Commission heed to the forensic audit of the register? Osman Asari is speaking as if the Electoral Commission is in the context with the political parties. In fact, Akufo-Addo didn't apply Okay. Okay, so this one says that no, a lot has been deleted. Good morning, host. Who votes for the NPP to break the eight after destroying the economy, our business, looting of pension funds, and poisoning our forest reserves and water bodies? NPP can only accept power through vote rigging, illegal transfer by the help of the vote rigging mafia at EC. May the Holy Fire burn all these imposters and nation wreckers for their iniquities. Okay, let me do just one more, and I can just go back to my guest. Okay. Good morning, Roslyn. Please, with the majority who could not join the Enough is Enough demo due to distance to the regional capitals, are demanding and insisting that the leadership organize the same at constituency level in the next few days. Who is the EC to decide on where our votes should go? Adele, your lateness nearly gave me high blood pressure. Hey. All right, so I'll come back and read a few more. But for now, I think that I need to engage my guest here as well. Palgrave, the EC has spoken, and it looks like all NDC is asking for is a forensic audit. I know you don't speak on behalf of the NDC, but for you, since in 2016, as a political party, you embarked on the same campaign, you got what you wanted. Do you think that the EC should give in to this request?
You know, Rosie, I think that the EC should just do what is right in accordance to the law. If the NDC has an issue, which they claim they do, they've presented the issue to the EC. The EC will invite them for them to be able to take a closer look at the voters register. I don't think that the EC's arms should be forced by the opposition NDC. I think that the mandate of the Ghanaian people should be very clear. If the voters register is a true representation of the people who went to register, I think that the EC is right. I mean, there's not a need for a forensic if the EC says that there's no need for forensic. They are the abbats and they hold the register, which is why I said.
But do you think it will be fair for them to do that? Because you also embarked on, and that's why I'm using you as an example, because you embarked on the same thing and you got your request granted. So do you think the EC will be fair to deny them their request?
No, you see, I think that the conditions are very different. I mean, I simply think that the conditions are very different. The NDC, from the beginning of this year, has been on a very clear agenda. I mean, to denigrate the Electoral Commission, to state that the Electoral Commission lacks integrity, to want to cause mayhem, to state that they will not accept the voters register. Yesterday, I saw that there was a statement that was made by the flag bearer of the NDC stating that should they win the elections and all of those other things. And you see, for me, that's why I said the issues are very clear. The EC had a limited registration exercise. All political parties had an opportunity to send their representatives there. It is at that place that you need vigilance. You don't wait for an electoral process of registration to be done, and then you sit aloof and say that I'll call for a forensic audit into it. What were you doing when we were doing the registration exercises? The NPP had their eyes vigilantly open at the various centers where the registration was going on. And we have told the NDC, I mean, they are aware of the 2012 petition, that the electoral reforms that we have brought indicates that elections are won at the polling station. And if I'm minded, I will tell the NDC that they should start training their people so that they can be vigilant at the polling station, which is why I'm convinced that the NPP is going to win the general elections, because we are on the grounds and we are working very hard.
If I should get there and I don't find my name in that register, where I know that my name should be there. Of course, you didn't win at the police station because I was treated unfairly. My name was not found in there because a forensic audit was not permitted. I
doubt, Rosie, that anyone would get to a particular polling station and will not find their name.
But they did find that.
Which is why the Electoral Commission said they are going to correct all of those. Okay, we're in September having a conversation now. The election is in December. The Electoral Commission said all those issues are going to be resolved. And I'm confident that the Electoral Commission is going to resolve that. So come 7 December, I doubt that you would find anyone who would go to a particular constituency or polling station and not find their name. And I think that if anyone does find that, those issues will be resolved there and then. I am very certain. Because you see, there are always provisions at the various polling stations where elections are held. There are always provisions, because suppose that I go to Otafo where I vote and I go and my name is not there. Everybody knows that that is my voting environment. I have my card. And so if they can be able to create something for me to vote, I cannot vote again, even want to even go to another place if my name supposedly has been transferred mistakenly to Yagaba Kore or something. There's no way I can travel within that period to go and vote in Yagaba Kore.
During NPP's general elections, a few of the executives claimed that their names were not in the voters' register, and they had a lot of concern with regards to that. Some persons who even lost claimed that their people names were deliberately taken out of the register. And so is it not fair that before we get to even 7th of December, all these discrepancies are cleared so that we can have a transparent way? And if, I'm just saying, if the NPP should emerge as winners, we know that the NDC will say, oh, because it was transparent, it wasn't rigged. Or, because we know that, obviously, elections are won at the polling station. If the NDC should also win, they'll also say that it's been transparent, free and fair, and so we are not going to have any chaos happening.
Rosie, whatever issues that there are, I can tell you confidently that they'll be resolved before the 7th of December 2024.
But it wasn't resolved during your general election.
That is why I'm telling you that whatever issues that there are, I'm talking about 2024, whatever issues that there are, those issues will be resolved before 7th of December 2024. And I can tell you that the mandate of the Ghanaian people will not be denied them. And I can tell you that when the New Patriotic Party wins this general election, we would have evidence to prove that these are the evidences of the people that have voted for us to be able to win the general election. And if the NDC doubts that we have won, there are legal processes that they can go through.
Okay, Adele.
Rosalind. Palgrave, who told you we were going to court in this year? This year we're not going to court. Nobody's going to court. Rosalind, we're not going to court.
How sure are you?
Oh, no, we're not going to court. We're settling it down there. We'll settle it down.
How are you settling it down?
We'll settle, when the time comes, we'll settle it down there.
How are you settling it down?
No, when the time comes, we'll settle it. No one is going to court. Which court? Which court? To do what? To discuss what? Rosalind, listen. 3,900.
I hope what you're saying is you're settling it down in a way that Ghanaians are voting free and fair, and there's no violence settling down.
Rosalind, we would settle it down there.
Continue your point.
Why? You who free me, I'm kind. Joy Prime and Count. We would settle it down there. Listen, 3,900 people have been deleted from the register. 3,900. When we quest the Electoral Commission, you know what they told us? They said, oh, it was during the time that they were transferring onto their new system and some of the files got corrupted and they got deleted. Okay, no problem. But you have resolved it. You say you have resolved it. Okay, let us see. Oh, great. If today the issues are resolved, and you claim that by the time elections go on, all these issues will be resolved, how would the NDC know that the issues have been resolved? By doing another exhibition. When you exhibit, then we'll all come and check again to see whether the file that you have given us and the file that you are re-exhibiting is the same file, pretty much. The Electoral Commission says they won't do another exhibition. So how do I know? You want me to sit down and wait? Then he says, oh, elections are won at the polling stations. Yes. But you ask them, if December comes, Palgrave, when I get to my center and I can't find my vote, Musa comes, his vote cannot be found. In East also, for example. Chairman Olabode comes, his vote is missing. Organizer comes, his vote is missing. You think that election will continue? When we're talking to you, listen, like constantly, it's like when you're trying to get them to reason, to come, because as we speak today, you have the mandate. Police, military, everything is with you. You have the responsibility to protect not just yourselves, but to protect us. And we're telling you that on the day of election, imagine 3,900 people at different polling centers getting there and their votes cannot be found. That is chaos. Especially when the person has a card and he came to register. We're telling you, don't wait for that time. Because we think and we care about what is bound to happen. Again, you have about 2,000 plus names. Rosalind, absentee list. When I decided that, oh, I've come to Electoral Commission, a live test has been taken. This is Adele. I'm transferring from Okankwe Central, or East also, and I'm going to Okankwe Central. It is only wisdom that in Ayawaso East, where I used to vote, there's a list that is created called the absentee list. That list basically will tell that these are the people that have moved their votes. So if you come to the polling center and you want to vote, for as long as your name is not in the main register, we would notice that your name is in the absentee list. The absentee list is supposed to help political parties to be able to guide to see who has actually moved and still wants to come back to do what? To vote. These names have been moved. There is no absentee list. You're telling us to just follow. For what?
In
so
2016,
at the end of the day,
yes.
We're telling you that whether you like it or not, the elections is going to take place. We're going down at the polling centers. We're going to police it. We're going to make sure that every single member of the NDC cast their votes. Everybody will cast their vote.
But how would you know?
Make it every single Ghanaian.
Why don't you
how do you know? How do you know who is an NDC member?
Rosie, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. You know why? Because assuming the MPP sincerely believes that those people who have been deleted and those people who have been moved from their centers without their permission, assuming they sincerely believe that any of these members could be their members, they'll be shouting. They'll be the first to call the Electoral Commission and say, make sure the right thing is done, like 2012, 2016. They'll be the first people to be shouting. So for the fact that the MPP has taken this posture, it tells you that it benefits them. Because
but you took the same posture in 2016.
No problem.
Yes, in 2016. Yes. Let me say this. Ofo said, MPP's call for audit of a voters register absurd. In 2016, as Siedun Ketia said, if you believe EC has lost credibility, you have a problem. In 2016, John Dramani Mahama said, EC can't rig elections. So the stance that you're saying the MPP has taken, you took that stance in 2016. You
know the difference?
What's the difference?
Do you know the difference? We allowed it to happen. They got what they were looking for. Do you know why?
After a demonstration.
Doesn't matter. They got it. Bottom line, we sat down, we thought about it, and said, okay, come to think of it. They're making, some genuine case. We don't want a situation where we would win the elections and then we'll come and then they'll say, oh, no, you guys told it. So no problem, give them what they want. Why is it difficult today? In any case, you said at the time that it was unreasonable. Samuel Oku sat down and said it was unreasonable. It has to happen. The youth of Ghana, blah, blah, blah. So what has changed? If you're asking us what has changed, what has changed? You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying that the difference is that we allowed it. So allow it.
But they are not easy.
No. Who? Rosalind, listen, this country is one thing. You think what? The president will run a phone call. The president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, will run a phone call to the Electoral Commission and say, listen, because of the sake of peace, you have your constitutional mandate. No one can force you to do anything. Yes, I know. But I am telling you that looking at what is going on and the tension that is brewing, I have a responsibility to cater for the Electoral Commission and all the 30 million plus Ghanaians. And for that matter, I am saying that the forensic audit should be done. Who is the Electoral Commission says she will do it? So I am telling you on authority that they are, wait. They are comfortable. They are comfortable because they are certain. But we are saying that in December, on the 7th of December, everybody will cast their vote. If someone comes and people still keep thronging and people are not getting their votes being cast, the elections will not go on.
All right, so on that note, I think Paul wants to react. I'll give you a minute to react.
Rosie,
I just want to take some.
Everybody will vote.
Rosie, the election would go on.
Everybody will vote.
And I can also I can also tell you that Rosie want the NDC not to bus any foreign person into this country.
Oh, please.
Because I know very well, intelligence that I'm gathering is that they are deciding to bus non-Ghanaians to come into the country. If non-Ghanaians come into the country, their names will not be in the voters register.
Okay, so wouldn't it then be fair to have a forensic...
what is my problem?
Yes, what is your problem?
Yes, my problem is that...
Don't you think that at this point, we need
really
a forensic audit where we'll have every name... Wait, gentlemen, I'm coming. Don't you think that we need a forensic audit where we know that all names are there? So if they should bus anybody and the person's name is not there, we know that they bus the people.
Every single person who has registered, their name is there. All I'm saying is that.
But are you
following? Are you following what?
Of course, I'm following what's going on. I'm saying that all your issues will be resolved before the 7th.
How do we know?
Before the 7th of December. All I'm saying is I'm throwing caution to the NDC that they shouldn't bus foreigners to come into the country and send them to constituencies and police stations and tell us that their names are supposed to be in the voters register and that their names are not in it, and so they are not being allowed to vote.
Okay.
I know the agenda.
Okay, so on this note, I think that it will only be fair to prevent all these, allegations from happening.
Let it happen.
We just have, the forensic audit done. We have all the names, so that at the end of the day, if there's any foreigner at the place, the person's name will not be in the book. I think it will only be fair. But let's take a few messages that are coming in. I have so many messages coming in. All right. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so I had to, some of them I was skipping, and I have to be fair to those who sent in their messages a bit earlier, so I'm just being fair. Okay, so I don't know if I read this one, but I don't think so, so let me read this one first. Good morning, my sister. I'm sure the EC has something to hide in the register, transfer that he cannot be traced. Some of the transfer was done in the absence of the people, and the EC doesn't want audits. Why? Now I know the reason for breaking the 8, and it's possible because of the NPP gurus like Dr. Etia Hene, Dr. Bio Bano, Asare Bosman, and Jean Mensah, but they should know that Ghanaians will not allow the state looting to continue. Solomon Zenu Luther Martin. Okay, so my name is Chiani Kake from Etimetim in the Upper West Akim constituency in the Eastern region. Yesterday, a police was hospitalized out of a tear gas the police threw at the demonstrators in Ashanti region during the Enough is Enough demonstration. This means the police who are supposed to protect us are not even protected. Therefore, I urge all the security officers, i.e. police, fire service, military, etc., to join the second independent research. Let's throw the animal into the bush where it belongs. Let's vote for Mahama and Dra Emmanuel. My beautiful good morning, and the President to Reset Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and Mama Jane and all NDC family across Ghana for their good work yesterday. We, the NDC, couldn't have asked for more than enough is enough. Beautiful. Please tell the NPP that he's one of the communicators in the NPP I admire, apart from Titus Glover and John Aisi, because you're always a gentleman on set, and he shouldn't disappoint me this morning. Oh, he said he admires you, Palgrave. Election is a simple thing. People's votes, their votes are counted and results are declared. But when elections has become, we have a strategy to win this election, will not hand over, and the NDC can go and bend the sea, then there's a call for worry, and we, the NDC, are worried. Master Rahman, Sola Tuna Kalba. Good morning, Joy Prime. I'm finding it very difficult to understand the EC and NPP. The issues raised by the NDC is simple and straightforward. They are demanding for an audit into the upcoming voters register. If EC does not have anything bad to hide, they should just open up and allow the audit to be done. NDC is not requesting for an audit to be done on the blind side of the NPP and other political parties. The attitude of EC and NPP is sickening. EC has no other choice than to allow the audit to take place. EC should know very well that they are working on behalf of all Ghanaians, not NPP members alone. The current voters register is not fit for the upcoming elections. Okay, so I'm just thinking that this is somebody who doesn't belong to any political party. Rosalind, ask the NPP man that when Nanado and NPP gurus embarking on demonstration and the complaints by Samia Uku, and even Nanado himself complaining about the voter register then was a preparation for chaos, tell them and not to get us angry when they sit on platform. Yeah, okay, don't get angry. We are just expressing our opinions, okay? Rosalind, good morning. You always look beautiful every morning. Thank you so much. Politicians in this country always forget that their words lead to face them in the future. GM once said, the voters register is the best in the world. Now he's demonstrating against his own words today. Rosalind, you once asked a question to one NDC man on your show, will they reject election if they win power with the same register? I want to answer it for them. They will definitely reject it because the register is not credible. You see how hypocrisy these politicians are? Whatever the two parts think of, they should put the name Ghana first. Nana Usugos. Thank you very much, Nana Usugos. From Goso. This is very important. And we just want to have a peaceful... there are people who don't belong to any political party. And we are the ones that will suffer the most if anything should happen. Because we don't belong to any political party. We don't benefit from anything. All we are asking for is good living. And so if NPP has good policies and I want to vote for NPP to come to power, I should be able to exercise my vote. I shouldn't get there and then my name is not in the register. I don't know. I think the importance of the drone delivery policy is over-exaggerated. How can you keep medical products at zipline centers and expect health staff to be requesting for these same products when there is an emergency? Why can these products be supplied by regional medical stores? It's a job for the boys policy. Kojo from Obuasi. Okay. Good morning, Roslyn. The NDC exercised their constitutional mandates by demonstrating yesterday. It was a peaceful exercise aside the few incidents that happened in Kumasi. Clearly, the NDC are losing it on campaign grounds. Dr. Bawumia and Napo are at everywhere selling their policies to Ghanaians. Mr. Mahama is losing it and has resorted to attacks. Our politics has changed. We now do issue-based politics, and clearly the NDC are struggling on that path. For NDC is about propaganda and insult. Ghanaians are saying enough is enough of politics, of insult and propaganda. This is a Ghanaian. This is not a party person. Okay, good morning, Preeti. Sometimes it's interesting how NPP always say the NDC is not campaigning. This NPP man always comes to show talking like he's giving commentary. What haven't they done in 2016? The hypocrisy in this country is too much. Good morning. What the EC is doing will never and ever happen to favor the NPP. God forbid. And Bawumia will be the president of Ghana. One ball of kinke is 5 Ghana cedis. One bag of Union